All right, let's get right into this one, because it is an absolutely incredible story. So picture this, a small, pretty basic apartment in Riyadh. We've got our narrator, a young guy in his late 20s, and he is just drowning in debt. I mean, the weight of the world is on his shoulders, and he's trying to figure out how to survive. Which leads him to, it seems like, a pretty simple decision. He needs a roommate.
But, this isn't your average story about splitting the rent. He wasn't just getting a roommate. Nope. He was about to stumble into a secret that would completely flip his life and his entire reality upside down. It all started with that one simple choice, to rent out a spare room.
And this is where he shows up, the new tenant, a man who introduces himself as Abu Reem. At first glance, he's great. He's polite, he's always on time with the rent, but he's also a total mystery. And this is where the story really kicks off, with an offer that sounds way, way too strange to be true.
Yeah, there was something off about Abu Reem right from the start. On the one hand, he was kind of the perfect tenant, right? He's in his 50s, super polite, always well-dressed. He pays his rent on time, every single time, and sometimes he'd even throw in a little extra. But on the other hand, the guy's a ghost. He absolutely refuses to talk about his past, and his hours are just bizarre. He'd leave late at night and not come back till dawn. You gotta wonder, who is this man?
So, after living together for a while, Abu Reem starts getting weirdly interested in our narrator's life, and then one day, completely out of the blue, he just drops this bombshell. He says, "You are a good man, and it is your destiny to have a good wife. I know the one who is right for you." Can you even imagine hearing that from your quiet, mysterious roommate?
So here's the choice he's facing. On one side, you've got his reality, and it's grim. He's lonely, he's in serious debt, and he feels like he has zero prospects. And on the other side, you have this completely insane offer, marry my daughter, a woman you've never met, never even seen. But it's dangled in front of him as this promise of a brand new life. It's an offer from a man he knows next to nothing about. Seriously, what do you do?
Well, against all better judgment, his desperation wins out. He agrees. He agrees to at least meet this woman. And that brings us to the next chapter of this story, where our narrator meets the woman who's supposed to be his destiny. And what he finds is a beautiful, but seemingly broken, bride.
And then she arrives. Her name is Reem. She's young, maybe early 20s, and she is absolutely beautiful. But her beauty is just covered by this deep, profound sadness. It's like she's carrying some kind of heavy, terrible secret. And maybe the strangest thing of all, when the marriage is proposed to her, she just agrees. Immediately. No questions asked. The mystery is just getting thicker and thicker.
And things move, incredibly fast, which only adds to how weird this whole situation is. So Reem gets to the city on day 1. By day 3, the marriage agreement is already done. And by day 7, just 1 week after she first showed up, they're married. The wedding itself was quiet, kind of subdued, no family, no big celebration, just a few neighbors. It felt less like a wedding and more like a transaction.
You'd think after the wedding, things might settle down, but no. Reem's behavior gets even more unsettling. Our narrator discovers that his new wife cries silently every single night. She's constantly praying, reciting the Quran out loud like she's trying to escape from something awful, but she will not say a single word about what's haunting her. The question is just hanging there in the apartment. Why is she so sad?
The tension just keeps building and building, until one night, everything changes. The narrator is woken up by this faint cry, a sound of pain, and it's coming from Abu Reem's room. This is it. This is the moment where the fragile, bizarre reality he's been living in is about to completely shatter. He runs in and finds Abu Reem on the floor, collapsed, clearly dying. And with his last few breaths, the mysterious tenant finally gives him a clue, a key to this whole puzzle. He tells him, "The time for truth has come. Find the diary, read it, then decide if you will stay with Reem or not." He leaves him with one final, devastating choice.
So, after Abu Reem passes away, the narrator finds that diary hidden under the bed, and what he reads inside, well, it's not just a secret, it's a confession, a truth so dark, so horrifying, it threatens to destroy everything he thought he knew.
Okay, so let's break down the horrifying truth that he finds in this diary, piece by piece. First, the biggest lie of all. Reem was never Abu Reem's daughter. The crime? She was a victim. She had been kidnapped years ago by a criminal gang that Abu Reem himself was part of. His motive for this whole elaborate scheme? Repentance. He was a dying man desperately trying to make up for his terrible sins by giving her a safe future. And finally, the burden. He handpicked our narrator, this good but struggling man, to be her protector, without him ever knowing the truth.
I mean, this is the literal definition of a moral dilemma. Our narrator is completely trapped. His marriage is a total lie, his wife is actually a victim of a horrific crime, and the man who set it all up did it out of some twisted attempt at redemption. There is no easy answer here. Every possible choice has devastating consequences.
So this is what it all boils down to, this final, impossible choice. A question that is so much bigger than just a marriage. Is she his wife, or is she a victim that's been placed in his care? Those two things, they just can't exist at the same time.
And I want you to really think about this for a second. Put yourself in his shoes. Their entire life together, their home, their future, it is all built on the foundation of a violent crime and a massive lie. If you were him, knowing what you now know, what would you do? Do you tell the truth and risk destroying her all over again? Or do you live with the lie just to protect her?
And this is where the narrator leaves us, with this incredibly haunting final thought. He says, I now live with a woman I don't know is my wife or a victim, but I know I'm the only one who can give her a new life or let her die twice. Think about that. A second death. Not a physical one, but a death of the soul, of her only chance at a real future. He's now responsible for a life built on a crime he had nothing to do with. And that's a burden that's almost too heavy to even imagine.